Welcome to the service clinic at Low Country Harley-Davidson. I'm Doc Harley. Today we have a 2003 V-Rod. Came in with 3 or 4 issues, but the main issue I want to address in this video is the customer was worried that he has oil deposits all around the lower part of the head, and we're going to check that out to be sure. But 90% of the time, oil showing up in this area, and the opposite side comes from one item on a V-Rod in 2002, 2003, and 2004. Let me show you where it comes from. 90% of the time it comes from the front breather. Kind of looks like a shell out of a rifle. Well, what it is it has an O-ring at the bottom that fits into the head, and then this part here fits in the top of the air cleaner in this area. This, after a period of time, gets weak, gets loose, and then starts showing deposits here. And then if, by chance, this pops out from pressure inside the motor, well, then we get oil that starts accumulating in this area, and then it starts dripping down and following the motor forward and backwards. So if you get an oil deposit, some oil showing up right in this area between the two cylinders, or possibly in the front, and it can be on both sides, because when the turbulence of air starts going around in between these two cylinders, that oil mist can go in either direction. What you do is get yourself a new O-ring, get yourself a new breather inside, and then what happened with this customer is he did a modification to the air cleaner, and when he was putting it down, didn't match up this to that to the bottom, and so we found it with it out of its top area. Now, it's a very difficult thing to line up because, one, you have to line up the rear breather, you have to line up 3 of the Allens per intake, and that when you're coming down. So it's something you really have to look at carefully when you are assembling the air cleaner on a V-Rod. Now, in 2005, Harley-Davidson redesigned the air breathers and actually made the air breather part of the front rocker. So instead of this standing tube, it fits securely into the top front rocker and then has a tube that comes up to breathe, and just like the rear one. Now, will that retrofit back to 2002, 3, and 4? I don't know. Most people that own a 2003 V-Rod want to keep it completely stocked for its value, being the anniversary and a special edition from Harley-Davidson. But if any of you out there have a 2, 3, or 4 and have modified it to put the 05 or later top rockers on their V-Rod and it worked, please send me an email or make mention of it on Facebook, and I'll post it for others to know that that's a possible fix. But for now, the fix is new rubber O-ring, new rubber top breather part, and alignment perfectly down on it. Then the pressure of the air cleaner bottom will keep it in place for a period of time. I'm Doc Harley. We'll see you next week.